Welcome to today's video. Today we're going to go through a beginner's guide to the gym, things you need to focus on to see maximal results. Now before we begin, if you don't already, make sure you head over and follow me on Instagram for more daily fitness tips and hacks. Now, when we look at new people coming into the gym, you're looking to lose weight, transform their life, what are the key things you need to do? What are the key things you don't need to do? Now, when we look at this very critically, the biggest reason people fail to get results is one very simple thing, and that's because they fail to prepare. Now, what do I mean by that? Preparation is the key in terms of preparing where you're at, in terms of what your goal is specifically, how much weight do you need to lose, having an actual plan in terms of, okay, how am I going to structure working out, eating correctly into my routine? So what I always suggest people do is they get like pen and paper and they write down very simply, this is my schedule, these are the times I can exercise, these are the times I need to eat during the week. Once you have an overall plan of how you're going to structure your week, it then becomes easy for you to fit your workouts in, where you know how many workouts you can do, how much time you have, and you know how you can structure your meals. So this is a really important thing to do. And in the journey of getting leaner and losing body fat, particularly if you're new to working out, something that's really important is becoming self-aware. So being aware of where you make mistakes, why you make mistakes, and what's triggering them. Now, once you've got yourself prepared, we use at CG Coaching what's called the primary phase, which will really focus on habits and routines, and that's what really gets you great results. Once you've got that, we go into phase 2. Now, this is where you're looking at your nutrition and your diet. So if we look at training firstly, what you want to focus on is trying to work on big muscle groups. So we want to focus on things like multi-joint exercises, so compound exercises, so things like big movement patterns like squats, deadlifts, bench presses, pressing movements, functional movements that are going to train the entire body. Now, why would we do this? So for example, a squat heavily correlates over into real life. So getting off a toilet, getting out of a chair, all those different things. Very important for function and protecting your body for longevity. Now, when we also think about it from other points of view, when it comes to building your body and you get better shape, the more muscle groups you're using, the more calories you're going to burn, the more of a systemic effect it's going to have. So for guys watching this, things like squatting and deadlift have actually been proven to naturally increase your testosterone levels. Yes, you heard that right. Naturally increase your testosterone levels. The higher your testosterone levels are, the more muscle you build, the leaner you are, the better your mindset is, the more confident you is, the stronger the libido you have is, if that's what you want, comment below. And these things all make a big difference. So when we look at training, this is really important. A huge mistake so many people make is overtraining. You do not want to be going to the gym every single day of the week. What's really important is to understand that we don't grow in the gym, we grow when we're outside of the gym. We don't burn body fat when we're in the gym, we burn body fat when we're outside of the gym. Both of these two things predominantly actually happen when we're sleeping. So what's really important to do is focusing on optimizing your sleep, to try to get at least a minimum of 7 hours a night sleep. For overall health and longevity, this is critical. I would also avoid caffeine within 6 hours of going to bed. I would also avoid trying to have meals within 2 hours of going to bed. All make a big difference. Now, in addition to this, in terms of optimizing training, how often you should train, for most beginners, I'd recommend a maximum probably of 4 times a week. You do not need to be training more than that. In the recent competition I did for Classic Physique, I actually reduced the amount of training I was doing from 5 days to 4 days. And I got the best shape of my life, doing the least amount of work in actually lifting weights in the gym. Why? Because I was managing stress and recovery. So the most important thing when you're new to training is manage recovery. You don't want to feel like for weeks and weeks that you're broken, like you've been hit by a car. At the beginning, you will get a bit of DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness, which is your muscles feel sore. But realistically, after 2 weeks, that should start to dissipate. So this is a really important thing to understand when it comes to training. It's making sure that you're not doing too much volume, you're not doing too much work. And what's important is the work you are actually doing is optimal. So one of the big things we do with clients is we ask for video feedback. We ask them to send them recordings in terms of them doing basic movement patterns like a deadlift, a squat, bench press, whatever it might be, so we can optimize your training. Now, this is where you get more results from doing less effort. It's not about how hard you work, it's about the way you put that effort in and the direction it's being used. And this is a huge mistake I see from people. It's where they're working way too hard but in the wrong direction. And that's why they get injuries, they don't see progress, and eventually give up. Now, when we're trying to stop this happening, this is very key in terms of making sure that when you do get the correct form, you keep this form standardized, and as you improve your performance and your strength, you don't let your form start to slip just to move more weight. A really important thing to think about, where I see so many people making that mistake. Now, that's training pretty much covered. When we talk about nutrition is a whole other ballgame. So firstly, the most important thing that I would suggest you need to do, and we do this with all our clients, is think about what foods do you like, what foods do you not like, what foods digest well with you, what foods don't digest well with you. If you don't know what foods digest well with you, I would suggest getting a food intolerance test would be a good start. There's some staple things to avoid. Gluten and dairy. Most people have issues with those. Some people obviously have issues with nuts. I personally have intolerance to egg whites. Those sort of things can obviously stack up over a period of time. So, and this actually changes. As you age and what you eat, if you eat the same things over and over again, this can cause further intolerances. So an important thing for you to understand is that that your digestion, your body is constantly changing, and you need to change your nutrition with that. Now, once you understand what foods you like, what foods you don't like, or which ones sit well with you, we then want to have a list of those foods, which is what we work with clients, and then you basically want to make sure you have the right macronutrients and the right calories. Now, a common question I get is, what's more important, calories versus macros? If your goal is fat loss or your goal is muscle building, the king and most important thing is calories. Energy balance. So calories versus in versus calories out. Because for you to build muscle mass or to lose body fat, you need to be either in a calorie deficit or a calorie surplus. Regardless of what your macros are, it's not going to make any difference if your calories are right. So the most important thing is you need to know that number. And if you need help knowing that number, you can book the link, hit the link below this video and book in your free 6-pack strategy call to discuss exactly how we can help you. Or check out my Instagram where I give daily tips on this actually an awful lot as well. Once you have an idea in terms of how many calories you need, very simply in terms of nutrition, I would try and split that out into as many meals as you can eat through the day. So you can eat 3 meals a day, 5 meals a day, 6 if you wanted. It doesn't really matter overall as long as you hit calories and macros. Try to have a meal before training, try to have a meal after training. If you train very early, you can train fasted, but I would recommend you use something like an intra-workout drink, which is something I've got lots of other videos on. An intra-workout drink is essentially like a pre-digested meal. It's very easy if you can just drink during a session. So things like essential amino acids, you could use carb powder depending on your goals, creatine, glutamine, and essential amino acids are things I recommend you add into that. 20 grams of glutamine as well a day is very good for digestion. It's easy to take. Now, we've covered nutrition in very, very basic terms. The last overall thing we want to focus on is mindset. Now, the key for you to actually get for anything you want in life is your own self-discipline and consistency. And the thing holding you back right now, or holding you back from achieving the results before, is your own mindset. So one of these limiting beliefs actually comes down to going to the gym. People are not having confidence in that environment when they're new to it, which is completely understandable. And this is where you need to understand that everyone is there for the same reason, and you just need to have confidence in yourself that you are there for the right reason. And that's why often working with a coach like me and my team is really effective, because it gives you that support, that guidance to know that we're here, we'll map out for you. Because one of the big reasons I see people struggle is they go to the gym and they don't know what to do. If you don't know what to do, how do you expect to get results? So if you're looking to go from here in Dubai to Las Vegas, and you don't know what direction to go, how are we going to get there? And this is where we set a very clear route for you to go from point A to point B. So all you have to do is execute the plan. Now, it's not going to be easy, you have to put in the work, but with hard work comes results, and something for you to be proud of. So these are some easy tips and beginner's guide for you getting into the gym and how to get results. And my last snippet will be just take it one day at a time. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. If you need help with your fitness journey, hit the link below this video to book in a free strategy call with myself and CJ Coach team. Smash the like button, drop a comment below with any questions or any more content you'd like to see, and subscribe, and see you in the video very soon.